What's up, guys? Back in today with more the Dusk. I absolutely no. I should probably just restart the intro, but I don't. I think I'm just gonna butcher the title. I literally woke up 15 minutes ago. So this show might end up getting like I enjoyed it. Don't get me wrong, but it might end up getting like a worse rap just because I have to watch this 10 minutes after I wake up, then have a wash, and then straight off to football, and then prepare for a day of a lot of anime. But I'm really enjoying it. I think she's going to be taking a bit of a chance on him, isn't she? Of course they are. But yeah, I've still been enjoying it. I'm not too much of a bad morning person, to be honest with you. My mood is kind of usually quite consistent. But yeah, I'm enjoying the show quite a bit. Again, especially considering. But yeah, as I was saying, I'm not quite good at the mornings, to be honest with you. Actually, I don't get like moody or anything. Usually, there has been exceptions. I only had like 2 hours of sleep as well, so maybe it's just because I'm crazy. Maybe I've deluded myself. But I did have a nap, to be fair, last night before I went to bed. So I guess when you factor that in, I had like 4 or 5 hours. But yeah, I'm enjoying the show. I think all the romance this show has been really good, actually. I'm not watching an awful lot of them, but the ones I am watching have all been really good. Like last year was quite a weak year for romance. I thought there was quite a lot of like decent stuff, but nothing that massively stood out. I think we've already this year had more romance anime that stood out. Like this would have been top 5 last year, I think. At least, probably. But the shoe on the other foot. He didn't seem awfully flustered or anything, did he? Imagine having this reaction on people as like a teenager. Maybe it was just my anxiety, self confidence, but whenever I walk past people, I'd just assume that they'd think, ugh, what ugly bastard. Or like, or they're just, there would be no thought, if you know what I'm saying. Your existence wouldn't be, um, what's it called? Acknowledged. I don't think that's how it is for most people. I'd almost be a little bit annoyed if I got this reaction. I mean, dude, like I'd like it, don't get me wrong, but it would get a bit annoying if everybody just reacted like that all the time to my presence. Didn't really care about who I was or anything. Oh wow. Getting married or something here? Might as well. Bloody hell. Experimental basis for a month or two. Already failed. So nothing that makes so nothing. Okay. I feel like all of these rules are going to get broken instantly. What's the point of putting rules on this? Isn't that like one of the whole points of why we're doing this? To kind of just go with the flow a bit and test things out. Like, yeah, at least that's the case. Yeah, they should just fully give up. But you might as well with those rules. You might as well have just said, you know, I'm going to make every rule in the book to pretty much endless before it began. So we're going to date, but we're not going to do anything that would suggest we're dating. I want to see that girl's note page. What was on that? I own you. Interesting pickup. I definitely know I've been that way in the past. Um, I used to have a girlfriend. She was well out of my league, like well out of my league. We had a really lovely first meeting though. Probably my yeah, probably like the best initial kind of relationship I had with anyone in like initial meeting. It was very kind of like it felt like a bit of a movie. Um, she was really lovely, but she was well out of my league. She was really nice, and I think that had a bit of a part to play. A lot like we'd go on each other's like Facebooks and stuff, and I see her like talking to other guys, but it wasn't like anything like outwardly like that. But there was like a couple of really good looking guys, so it's just like, oh shit, well, I'm fucked. If you know what I'm saying. And I wasn't a big fan of it. I didn't like this specific guy, and it just kind of went to shit as soon as I started even like thinking about that stuff. And you never outwardly said I was like possessed or anything, but I looking back on it now, I maybe should have been a bit more. If she wanted to go with him or someone else, should have just let that like happen rather than try and like say anything about it. If she really liked me, she would just stay with me, and so on and so forth. Maybe that's being too passive, but again, it's not like I outwardly done much about it. It's just like that did kind of that probably affected my confidence in a way, and my thoughts about the whole relationship such in a way that it probably did kind of affect the relationship and start putting it in like a bit of a downward spiral. But as I said, like she was way too good for me, so um, I guess that was like always going to happen at some point anyway. Maybe that was also another like a mental thing I prepared myself for. Like, oh, might as well like half give up now because eventually it's gonna end anyway. The thing I was so concerned about like someone cheating on you or something that you kind of end up making them a little bit. I've also walked a couple of girls home in my time. Had a couple interesting situations regarding that. One being me in like the opposite position of a girl almost cheating on her boyfriend with me. But I said no because I was in that position before, like I said. So I was like, well, I absolutely would not want this to happen to me. So yeah. And you know what? I look back at that moment and I'm quite proud of myself. I don't want to big myself up too much. But I liked that girl quite a lot, and I was chasing her for a while. So to deny her, I was quite proud of myself. In a kind of selfish me, should have done it, but I like what I'd done for this boy that I never know. Even though she probably, considering that whole thing happened, it maybe probably happened to someone else as well. Who knows? Sorry to go on a bit there about my experiences. Yo, made your girl wait, bro. Can't be doing that. I don't even wash my face or anything. I brush my teeth for this, but oh, I didn't really wash my face yet. We've got toothpaste in our mouth. The moves is the. Oh, that does look pretty smooth. I like that. That does look smooth. Well, so does that. Both looking pretty damn smooth. This is another thing. Like I made the mistake of, you should probably pretend to at least pretend to enjoy like clothes shopping and such. I remember my first dates with a girl were like going clothes shopping, and I just I'll just sit down and wait. I'll just sit down and wait for them to be done, being bored as fuck. I had no idea how to like interact with like girls as such at that point. Never even kissed one. He does look pretty handsome, doesn't he? No. But yeah, I just pretty much just like sit there moaning, ugh. Almost like I might as well have just been shopping with my mum. It was like the same experience. Mochi. I feel. I like the music of this place. Classical. does that look like a rotten egg? Wow. That's how I feel about cookies sometimes. Sometimes I like a bit of a crispier cookie, but the kind of smooth, easily breakable ones are just like. Ooh. I'm always a little bit disappointed if I get a bit crunchy. I'm not too much of a fan of crunchy things. I fucking hate macarons, I think they're called. I fucking hate the texture of those. They're like everything I hate. Like horrible, weird texture that feels like the sensation of someone drawing on a blackboard, which I hate. And they're like crunchy and usually not even very nice for me. So I know a lot of people like macarons, but they're like my number one least favorite food. Mostly because of that sensation. As I said, I've just got something weird about that sensation of like chalk on a chalkboard. Something really grinds on me. And if I see or hear or sometimes even talk about that. So to have that going on in my skull, it's not great. Does it? Yeah, I do agree with that. We think we want something at the time, but when you actually get it, uh, how is this thing connected? The balloons, I guess. Sorry, I'm asking logistical questions. Doesn't seem like that would be awfully. I don't know. Some rides look a lot more dangerous than they are. This one kind of looks like it doesn't look like it's connected by a lot, does it? It's a bit scary. I guess that's a bit of the allure of theme park rides and such, though, isn't it? The potential of things to go wrong. Right, a bit further back here. Apologies. Ugh. But there's Morgan Freeman earrings. To you, yeah. Depends on what you're used to, I guess. I guess he's quite blunt. You're lucky you got a reply. It's what he's saying here, essentially. Be thankful you got anything. What does that even say? Wakat Wakata, I think. Like, yeah, understood. Like the bare minimum. I've always been quite intelligent with this kind of stuff. I think I'm usually very conscious about how I come across to people, even if it is online. So, yeah, I mean, sometimes you have to be like this, a bit harsh. But yeah, that's totally not me right there. Sometimes you'd have to put that barrier with people and type like that, to be fair. Be like, yeah, you know what? Maybe typing this person in a more harsh, upfront way. It's better to not give off anything or anything like that. But I don't think he even thinks like that. Well, that was a nice date, wasn't it? What would you mean already? You guys spent the whole fucking day together. I was about to say that a minute ago. These guys spent the whole bloody day together. Oh, gyoza. Kind of been rewatching Dorohedoro in preparation for season 2, which I hope's coming out next season. Love us some gyoza. Never had it myself. I think you can put just about anything in there though, right? You can say no. Not about you guys, but when I used to work in an office, I exercised every right to say no to anything like this. I never, like, I did do some overtime and stuff, but only on my say so. If you know what I'm saying. If anyone asked me, 99% of the time it'd be no. I don't get people working my shifts that I've taken off or anything. Why should I do you guys a favour? Take yours. It's best not to get into those favour kind of things to pick with people, I think, because then people will think you owe them something, and vice versa. Some good genes, bro. Unique. I love the mumbling he's doing. That's so me right there. That would so be me as a dad. Just mumbling away. Well, that was a good time. Like I said, they spent the whole day together, and it just went over like that. Felt like a breeze, which shows how much of a good time they both had. No, you can't say that for certain right now. Kelpie. Kelpie. I know those like water horse things from Berserk. I won't be drinking no goddamn Kelpie milk. You gotta be a bit more sensitive. Little girls aren't built like that, bro. Might injure her by doing that. Snatching her. A lot of girls like stuff like that though. I Can't say I've ever been that like bold, just like snatch someone like that or something. But as I said, a lot of girls do like that kind of stuff. Just in the same way, I've always been pretty conscious about how people perceive me. I've also been pretty conscious about stuff like this, especially in the age we're in. That's up for you guys to decide, isn't it? To some people much more rely on looks, and I think we had like great experiences as well. It's not all just about that. I mean, he says that, but that's like, you'd be quite flattered to hear that, would you? But you'd much prefer to hear like, I love spending time with you. And they did love, like, they love spending time together, as we saw. It wasn't all just about like that, but yeah, it's up for them to decide, really, isn't it? What do they define as? Yeah, really good episode again today. Another really good episode. Little date episode. Always a classic to go to like theme parks. Is that so in Japan? Are there like theme parks all? I mean, in the UK we've got some that are like open 24/7, but I wouldn't just like be able to find one in where I live in my city. I'd have to go maybe like 60, 70 miles away. But are they just like, I'm not really sure where we're at right now, to be honest. I don't know if it's just like Tokyo or what. But are there just theme parks open 24/7 in Japan most of the time? Like I said, for me, if I wanted to go to a one that would be open all the time, I'd have to go like 60, 70 miles away. But at certain points throughout the year, I'm not sure when now because I haven't been in ages, but maybe during like summer there'd be like a couple weeks where there would be like a fair set up around where I live for a few weeks, and then it'd come back maybe like 6 months later or something. A temporary kind of thing. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. Yeah, just a bit of a question about a theme park, because there's always a theme park kind of date episode or something along those lines in your romance anime, and they're usually some of the best episodes. I always have a bit of personal affinity to theme parks and such myself. My dad's family used to be quite involved in the running of them, so I used to go on like a lot of the rides for free and such, which is always really cool. Always appreciate that a lot. But yeah, great episode today. Bloody contract, might as well tear it up. Like that contract genuinely I think means nothing. There was way too many rules that were already kind of just like not concerned with whatsoever. If anything, that serves as a good guide to break those rules. The more of those rules we break, the better their relationship gets, I think. But yeah, great stuff here. I see in the friends' reaction to it all. Lovely little date here as well. Classic kind of your classic day. I love this scene with the dad again. Very relatable for me. It was pretty awesome. But yeah, a lot of the relatable stuff here in general. Do let me know what you guys thought about this episode though in the comment section. Make sure to leave a like on the video if you guys did like, and subscribe to the channel if you do want to keep up to date. One thing I do want to talk about is like the animation kind of style and such. It really is quite interesting, this show. Like, it's good quality. Sometimes, like, this is going to sound so weird, but sometimes it feels like it's not going to be good quality, but it ends up being like good quality. Like, it sounds very weird to say that, but like something sometimes feels off, but it's not actually off, and it still does look good, especially regarding like the side characters, like when we have seen with like the girls. It's like it's a really nice kind of style, and then I can't really even like put it into words, to be honest with you guys. But then there's just like something weird about it sometimes, even though there's not. But it feels like there is. I don't know. Maybe I'm just being crazy. But yeah, again, let me know what you guys thought in the comments. Thank you guys very much for watching, and I'll catch you guys next week with episode 4, I believe.